Come join the Geek Drums Nation. Well, what is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about the series finale of The Flash. Yes, we have reached the end of this 9-year journey. I myself have just started reviewing it alone, with the season finale of season 8. I thank you for, being with me on this journey as this started my YouTube journey reviewing The Flash. I gave my thoughts over there on DJ Eric's channel during those after parties. And I thank you for those of you who have migrated over to my channel and subscribed and enjoyed the content that I have put out. It's not over yet, guys. It's not over. I still have more good content to come. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the alert bell, and like this video so you never miss another one of my very, very fun videos. At least that's the way I consider it. You'll never miss another one. So let's jump right into this episode. This episode was a mixed bag for me. For a lot of my other content creator friends, it was a mixed bag. This entire season as a whole has been a mixed bag. It's been more mid episodes than good. When the episodes were good, they were really good, but when they were mid to just right out bad, you can just look at the playlist, you'll see what I'm talking about. But this episode, it started off with the classic narration that we had in the earlier seasons of The Flash of Barry, and that just led into being interrupted. Well, not interrupted, but by Team Flash interjecting and Cecile catching them up on what's going on with the negative Speed Force, choosing a new avatar, which is Eddie Thawne, and fracturing time and Barry being pulled throughout time. That's when Barry shows up and lets them know, like, we got a fight coming. We got a fight coming, and we need to get ready. But he then goes to the hospital where he meets up with Iris. The baby will be here in less than an hour. And then boom, who shows up? Crazy Eddie Thawne. Now, I made jokes all last week. Iris must have some amazing because Eddie showed up to pregnant Iris's room. Like, she's about to give labor. And this man is still he's still a simp. He's still pissed. It's the negative Speed Force fueling that fabricated hate, that fabricated jealousy. But at the same time, it's still Eddie. It's still, I want to say, some of his feelings. It's still him at the end of the day. But they talk, they banter. He makes a funny face with Nora's bunny. They should really don't give that to Nora. Please don't give that to baby Nora. It's been tainted by crazy Cobalt Blue. Now, the one thing that I did like, and you know how I do in my reviews, guys, the one thing that I did like was when the evil speedsters were being pulled in, and I guess Eric Wallace has a hard-on for Spider-Man No Way Home. They were pulled in from various points before their deaths. Zoom came in from the time when the Time Race were about to take him. He was pulled in. Godspeed was pulled in from 2052. He was about to slit Impulse's throat. At least that's what he says. But Eddie tells him that, yeah, you were gonna die in 2052. I'm thinking that they were gonna pull Godspeed from, the current timeline. But that leads me to another question. When did Godspeed get out of prison, and when did he get his speed back in the first place? Did he reconnect to the positive Speed Force, or was he just always connected to the negative one in the future going forward, since he was an organic speedster? That's neither here nor there. That's like a major nitpick I have. I wanted more. This episode left me wanting more. That's not a bad thing, but it left me wanting more. So Thawne, ironically, is coming from upstairs. Thawne has some sick burns for everybody. He heated the mess out of Eddie, but Eddie didn't really seem to care. But and he had some blows for Zoom as well. Then Savitar shows up. Now we know why Savitar was not unmasked. Grant had COVID for the majority of filming for this episode. He did have COVID. That is unfortunate. That's why we got the finale that we got. But yeah, so they talk, they banter. Eddie Thawne tells them, like, you all died, but I can offer you the power that you need. That's when he powers up with the crystal. He gets the Cobalt Blue suit on. It looks amazing. I love the costume. I love the suit. I thoroughly enjoyed this part of the episode. This part leading into him visiting Barry and Iris at the hospital, to Iris saying the classic "Run, Barry, run" line, and they're fighting in the street. The first fight. First of all, Eddie's running style, I've never seen anybody run like that. He's running with determination, and I like that. He was, charging. Like, he was leading with his neck, but I loved it. I loved seeing that. Everybody was worried that Cobalt Blue would not run. Now, the one glaring issue I had, I'm glad to see the negative Speed Force did give him powers. Why were his powers not blue? His name is Cobalt Blue. They even gave him a lightning, a lightning sword. It was the negative speed force, but why was it not blue? Missed opportunity, Eric Wallace. Whatever. We'll move on. Now, while they're fighting, they're going at it. Nora shows up after Eddie kind of like hits him with a lightning javelin. Hits him with a lightning javelin, knocks him. Barry bounces like 3 cars, and then Nora shows up. Nora saves him. That's when Team Flash shows up, and then you have the Legion of Zoom. They show up. I will say, Hunter's mask looked weird. It was like the eye paint. It looked weird, but it was cool to hear Tobin Bell's voice back for Savitar, and it was good to hear Tony Todd and just see the actors in general back in these iconic speedster roles. Except for Godspeed, I could still care less about that guy. I think everybody can agree on that. If you agree on that, let me know down in the comment section down below. Now, that's when the episode lost me. Seeing the seal fly, I did not know Cecile learned. I mean, I forgot she did that in the last episode. But did she bring the suit back with her? That's a lot of confusion. I don't want to jump into that. That's just a nitpick. Did not care about that. Did not care about the Nora and Savitar thing. That was cool to see. That was like a nice little gotcha moment. I like that. But you don't expect Savitar to get taken down that easily. But then again, he did get taken down by a bullet to the back. So I guess that's neither here nor there. Moving on, we see Allegra take down Thawne. Now, Thawne is literally trying to fry Chester alive. He pulls up. He pulled up in the wheelchair and scared the hell out of Chester, which was actually funny. Now, he's frying Chester. He's like literally trying to fry him alive, talking about I don't care what an ancestor says. I will be the one to kill Barryana. Now, we all know that's what Thawne would be thinking. So Allegra shows up, tells Eobard to shut up, and she blasts him back. I didn't think Eobard would be taken out that easily. Being told to shut up and not trying to run away. That was disappointing. It was really disappointing. Seeing the seal take down Godspeed, I don't know what power she was using. Was she just throwing them to the side? I don't know. But Godspeed literally has a hard-on for trying to kill a teenage boy. So he doesn't have that much brains to begin with. So, seeing Cecile lobotomize him was kind of, I was okay with that. I'm not a big fan of that version of Godspeed. I don't really care about that August Hart. And she is the one that helped him discover his true self. So I guess it was kind of befitting of them to face off. And, I'm trying to make excuses, guys. I'm sorry. That fight scene with Team Flash, anything that had Team Flash in it, minus Nora, anything with the other Team Flash, whatever. So then we get Chester waking up, and they have a 360 kiss that has zero passion. But what made it hilarious is the fact that they really had Tom Cavanaugh lay in the back on top of Barry's old suit mannequin. He's just laying back there unconscious while they're kissing, and they get a 360 cam. Whose idea was that? We don't care about Chegra. At least I don't. I don't know if Chegra or Chalegra, whatever they want to call it, I don't know if they have any legitimate fans. If you're a fan, let me know down below. I'm not. I can care less. So, yeah, that was a downer. That was a huge downer for me. I rolled my eyes several times during that whole sequence. Then we catch up with Keon and Chilblain. Chilblain did nothing this entire. Why was he there? Why? He did nothing except this and show up with his jacket open. He did nothing. Keon is flying in there, like little mist form. The police captains and Chief Singh and Kramer, who we have not seen since the Bloodwork arc. They have Zoom surrounded in a tunnel. You know what I'm trying to say. They have him surrounded. He decides he's going to run around in a circle. I don't know what he was trying to achieve. Maybe he was trying to, wear it out so it could collapse in. I'm going to think that. But he throws some lightning at Keon. Keon absorbs it, tosses it back at him. All these villains were nerfed all the way. They were nerfed. I will like to say maybe it's because Eddie purposely nerfed them. That way they would not be stronger than him. That way he could absorb the power back into him. I'm going to think that he purposely nerfed them. That's my thinking. That's what I'm going to stick with. He purposely did that. Are we all okay with that? Are we? Cool. All right. All right. All right. Cool. So he purposely nerfed them. And yeah, I mean, they got taken down pretty easily by everybody. It was disappointing because I was excited to see them back. It was still good to see them back, just disappointed on the fight. Now, Eddie and Barry are still going at it. They crash into Jitter. It seems they're destroying everything. Allegra destroyed Star Labs. She literally obliterated the laboratory, like the cortex, if you will. She obliterated the cortex, and they crash through Jitters. Eddie is holding two baristas hostage with his lightning sword. That's when Jay shows up and absorbs the negative speed force lightning, the energy, and says, "A trick I learned from my Earth 90 doppelganger." Is that version of Barry back? I don't know. Shouldn't be, because he sacrificed himself for Crisis. Unless they met beforehand, I don't. That was random. That's something I would have liked to have seen a flashback to. You know, I don't know, but hey, he taught Jay that. Jay really did nothing but that, and talk about letting Eddie basically kill himself. But Barry's not going for that. Keon shows up and even says, sometimes, don't use violence, but yeah, basically try to talk him down. She gave Barry a pep talk. Now, Grant was giving his all in this scene, and she was talking all calmly. So I was sitting there like, I don't remember what they said word for word, but basically, Keon transports Barry into the negative speed force. He does not want to fight. He does not want to fight Eddie, because if Eddie keeps absorbing that much, energy from the negative speed force, like, he just took all the speedsters' energy back, and they disappeared. I'm guessing they went back to the points that they were taken from. He absorbed all of their energy. They disappeared, and he's going to keep absorbing more energy, and he's going to kill himself like Thawne did last season. Barry wants to prevent that. Everybody else is basically like, we don't care. Let it happen if it will stop all of this. Barry's not for that. So they fight in the negative speed force, which is the West House. I will not understand that either. Was he in the negative speed force that whole time, being the West House? I don't get it. I'll leave that alone. They're fighting. Eddie is giving him blow after blow after blow. The blood spatter punch. That was a nice touch, Eric. And it seemed like the resolution of Barry getting through to him happened like that. It was really quick and off. So we are led to the conclusion of all of that. He destroys the crystal. Eddie will remain the avatar of the negative speed force, but they have a truce. He tells Barry to give Iris, tell her congratulations, and that she made the right choice, that she did good. Basically giving his blessing, I guess, to them having their family and going forward. Who cares, Eddie? You've been dead 4 years. They don't really need your blessing at this point. So I'm glad they didn't villainize Eddie, and I'm glad they did not kill him off as a villain. That was my one worry, is that they were going to kill him off again. So he's going to live on as the negative speed force avatar. There will be a truce. I'm guessing there will be no more evil speedsters. I don't know, because the show's not going on anymore. Now we get the beautiful birth scene with Nora. We find out in behind the scenes that the baby actually did pee on Candace, which was hilarious. But we get that beautiful birth scene. They have the spark. Before that, we meet up with Team Flash. Joe is back. Timeless Well shows up, tells Keon it's time for her to ascend, because she's a god. She's done her job. So baby is born. All of that's happening. They say goodbye to Keon. Keon burst into fire, flame, and ice. I mean, fire, ice, and water, whatever it was. And she disappears, and boom, Caitlyn's right there. So Keon just took over Caitlyn's body. How did she not know that if she was a goddess? Anyway, everybody's glad to see Caitlyn's back. I'm glad to see that Caitlyn was back, because if they would have ended it and not given her a proper funeral and she just never came back, that would have been another tally mark in the bad aisle for me. But I'm glad to see that she was back. They have a party at the end. Joe proposes to Cecile. Bad timing. Why are you always stealing West Allen moments, Eric Wallace? But we get to the end, and Barry is telling Nora a story. Looks like he's about to read her the runaway dinosaur, but he tells her to believe the impossible. And we see him gift speed to 3 new characters. Avery Ho, which we met last season, the Flash of China, um, Jess Chambers, not Jesse Chambers, Jess Chambers. In the comics, Jess Chambers is from Earth 11. They are non-binary, pronouns being they, them. And Jesse Quick is the great aunt of Jess Chambers. You should really look them up. They are a wonderful character. They became the Flash of Earth Zero, which is basically Earth Prime in the comics in the future. Really new character, very, very recent in the future state line of comics. And then we have the one person that we have been waiting for a very long time, Max Mercury, a Native American casting, just like Eric Wallace said that he wanted to do in the first place. Is it too little too late? Yes, but it leaves it open to interpretation that the Arrowverse is living on in some way, form, or fashion. Black Lightning did that by passing on, the protection of Freeland to his daughters, Mia, and Mia's the Green Arrow in the future. So this keeps everything going, and I'm glad. Maybe we can get a continuation in a comic book of some sort. I don't know. But guys, I will have to say this episode for me was a solid 7 out of 10 just for the parts that I liked. Remember, this is my opinion. It's a solid 7 out of 10 for me. Now, the stuff that was bad was basically just Team Flash. I did not really care for Team Flash much in this season, and that pains me to say that because we've had some really, really good incarnations of Team Flash, but Eric Wallace has not managed them well. They have had more screen time than our lead character, and I do not like that whatsoever. I'm just going to be straightforward. I really, really think he dropped the ball, and I'm sure a lot of other content creators and just fans alike will agree with me. Now, this being my very last Flash review, it pains me to say that I have loved this show since day one. It's been a ride, guys. It's been a nice long 9 years, and it's sad to see it come to an end. But all good things must end. I think it was time, and we'll see what the future has for these characters for this universe. But the Arrowverse of Earth Prime, the Arrowverse as we know it, has officially ended. Like I said, I thank you for joining me on this journey of reviewing the shows thus far. If you, like I said, from Eric's channel to my very own, I will continue to post reviews, and I hope you stick with me throughout that journey. I had the pleasure of watching the finale with my family, with my kids. They normally don't watch it with me, but we had a family night. We watched the finale together, and honestly, they loved it because they loved this version of Barry Allen. They watched the show, and my kids are very, very young, so they don't really care about the, ins and outs of all the shows. They just enjoy it for the spectacle that is the Flash. They love Grant Gustin's version of the Flash, and they loved this episode. So that's all that matters to me. And it was a fitting ending. They're sad that it's not coming back anymore. I'm sad that it's not coming back anymore. But hey, on to the future, right, guys? So, like I said, please like this video. Please share it around. And if you are not subscribed, please do so. And I will catch you all next time.